I'm Professor Heinz Wolff. I work at Brunel University, and I'm really an inventor, but also, as old scientists and old engineers are, one becomes a philosopher and starts inventing ideas as well as inventing gadgets. I now do both.
Okay. So how have you found the last couple of days?
I found it extremely stimulating. I mean, it was a completely new subject to me. I've been to one conference like this before at Richard Greening's invitation. I met lots of interesting people. I met interesting thoughts. In a sense, there is also a feeling that because everybody feels themselves imprisoned in almost like a large clockwork of mechanisms where cogs engage other cogs going right up to government, that they don't quite know how to escape this. And this was leavened, I suppose, by a few voluntary organizations who aren't part of the clockwork mechanism. So there is a good deal of what is a government policy.
Yeah.
Well, I've relatively recently coined in the conference the theorem, not only applicable to Britain, but applicable to a large number of democratically elected governments, that if its government policy is almost certain to be wrong. And up to a point, I think this feeling was amplified by what I heard. It's not the fault of any of the civil servant or the local government people who have to work within the framework. But I believe we live in a time not only of rapid technological change, but change where the way in which we govern ourselves will also have to change, because we have not assimilated the challenges of the almost universal availability of information simultaneously to those people who have to manage, irrespective of whether they're in industry or whether they are in government, and the people they're managing. And in order to be able to formulate policy, the people who are the managers really have to have some advanced knowledge, otherwise there simply is no time. And I don't believe that this essential challenge has been tackled by any government. We believe that a form of government which was appropriate to the early 20th century is still appropriate now. It isn't. And this kind of social changes which I forecast might occur not only have to occur at the individual involvement, where we all have to take a much greater degree of responsibility for each other's welfare, but we also have to take a much greater responsibility for how we behave ourselves, because in a sense what governments do are to lay down rules of behavior. And if we generate these rules of behavior ourselves, the need for government is not quite so urgent. And we haven't got the match right.
Okay, thank you very much indeed.